Greetings to the Church of the Living God. Today we are in our series where we give summaries of the book of the Great Controversy. And today we are on chapter 30, entitled Enmity Between Man and Satan. And the key text for this chapter is Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, where God announces that he has put enmity between man and Satan, and the seed of man and the seed of Satan, and that man is going to bruise the head of Satan, and Satan will bruise the heel of the man, and he sinned. Now, you'll notice that in this chapter, there are a number of items that we just need to quickly look at. The first item from the title is enmity. Now, enmity entails strategies of countering each party that is at war. You will notice that Satan is put up strategies to counter the effects of the gospel on men. Such effects involve him using men of influence, men of talent in the world to influence people to believe false doctrines and to live the way that God wants. You also note that men, in being enemies with the evil one, has come to a point where they decide to follow Christ and they shun evil in all its avenues. In that way, that will see men living a life that is Christ-like. You also note on this chapter that this enmity was actually part of the grand plan of salvation that God instituted way before creation, because God knew men would fall, and as a way of retrieving men from the clutches of the evil one, it was necessary for God to institute that enmity, lest men become a perpetual evildoer without redemption. You note also in the chapter that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against principalities and evil powers in heavenly places. Therefore, in this fight, we need Christ to be on our side. Everyone who's not a consecrated follower of Christ, according to the word, is actually an agent of the evil one. So as we are living in this world as Christians, we need to make a decisive position who we wish to serve. We can never be able to serve God and Satan, and we can never be able not to serve God and not serve Satan at the same time. So whichever side we decide to lean on, let us know that we are enemies of the other side that would have deliberately left out. On this chapter again, one other interesting point that comes to mind is that God still has power to give us strength to be able to conquer the temptations of the evil one. What also was of interest in this chapter is to note that Satan was given power to tempt, but he was not given power to force anyone to sin. So the decision to sin comes as a result of us lingering on temptation. So it is a call to us as Christians not to linger in temptation, as the word clearly indicates that whosoever puts himself under temptation will sooner than later fall into the same temptation. So it is in this chapter that we learn that God, in his mighty love for the human race, instituted this enmity so that we can be able to escape the clutches of the evil one. Right. In conclusion of this chapter, you will note that enmity between man and Satan was God instituted. So it is my prayer and hope that you and I will take a deliberate resolution to be on God's side and to shun evil and to create hatred for sin. That way we can be seen manifesting a Christ-like character in much the same way that Christ is going to be enemies with those that love the truth. So let's always know, when we select to be on Christ's side, Satan is going to buffet us with all sorts of temptations and trials. But in that, Christ has already made a provision to give us strength to conquer. So let us take heed and be on Christ's side. I thank you.